This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Good afternoon and welcome to Longfellow Middle School. 7th grade volleyball action underway. First serve was by Abby Carrington of Johnnie Wilson. On the service error, the ball goes over to Longfellow. And with the score 1-0 Longfellow. On the service line now, Mercedes Rivera, number 8 for Longfellow. Both teams with blue Lorain High colors. Service winner there for Rivera makes it 2-0. Longfellow on the right, Rivera ball up in short of the net this time, and on the air it'll go over 2-1 Longfellow. Next server for Johnnie Wilson, number 12, Tanzania Hildreth. She's in the back row along with Carrington and number 3, Hannah Lurie. Ball up and over. Misplay on the reception, and Johnnie Wilson ties it at 2. Across the front row for Johnnie Wilson, it's 26, Idea Swiggett, 19, Haley Metlicka, and number 8, April Torres. Longfellow has Tatum Hall, 27, Alexis Delaney, 20, 14, Tatiana Marrero, 11, Yasmin Faria, and 8, Mercedes Rivera on the court. Underhand serve falls short, and the ball will once again go over to Longfellow on top, 3-2. Serving for Longfellow, 14, Tatiana Marrero. Ball up, overhand serve to the middle. Couple of bumps and falls harmlessly to the floor. One of the things that you look for at the lower levels of volleyball is, number 1, to see how well players communicate. You got 3 hits to get it over the net. You've got to talk to one another, and that's the first thing. And right there is a good example on the service ace, as nobody moved for Johnnie Wilson, and the ball found a hole. The first key in volleyball, communicate with your teammates. I got it and you take it. The most important things you can hear. That serve's going to fall short, and it'll go over at 5-3 Longfellow. Idea Swiggett, number 26, will serve for Johnnie Wilson. Underhand serve up and over to the middle. Bumped up and out of play by Marrero. 5-4 Longfellow. Underhanded over again, same spot, bumped up, going to clear the net, bumped over by Metlicka, up, attempted set, but it's going to go out of bounds. The setter Faria for Longfellow, and we're tied at 5. The match is 3 games to 25. You got to win 2 of them. Must win by 2 points. Same spot again. They've got that down, over, bumped over the net, and looking for a signal, out of play, and the serve will remain with Johnnie Wilson. We were talking about this view before we went on the air, and unlike last evening at Lorain High, we've got the referee tower right in front of us, so it makes it very difficult to see when the ball gets right there. And it looked like Destiny Velez might have made a pass, but the ball falls again to the Longfellow side, 7-5 Wilson. Same spot again on the serve, hesitation on the reception, and then played out of bounds. Johnnie Wilson on a little bit of a roll here. 5 serves in a row for Swiggett, basically all to the same spot. Switches sides this time, bumped up, and then bumped over by Metlicka. Reception deep, and then wrong way, and it'll turn over to Longfellow at 8-6 Wilson. Number 6, Destiny Velez for Longfellow. Ball up. Carrington had it and knocked it out of play. One of the contrasts, you'll see some players at this level with the underhand serve, others with the overhand. Destiny Velez, one of the overhand servers, and that's what the coaches want to see. By the time they get to high school, they have to be serving this way. That one goes wide off the palm of her hand, and Wilson will get the ball back at 9-7. This is as much about development as it is about winning, and I'm certain that ball up, and here's an overhander from Wilson, and clears the net, bumped up and over. Set up by Lurie and out of play. Ball off to Longfellow. I think referee Dave Zavo indicated Longfellow with the ball in play. Delaney, underhand serve over. Carrington. Setter didn't get there in time, Hannah Lurie, and will be tied at 9. Once you start talking about who's going to take it, then you got to make the good pass. And there's the case of who's going to take it, and nobody did. Ball hits the floor for a service winner. Longfellow 10-9. First game of the match, 7th grade volleyball. If it looks like everybody's on the same team, it's because everybody's from Lorain. Longfellow serving. Ball up by Lurie. Metlicka, Carrington over. Swing in short. Mercedes Rivera tried for the down ball, but swung a little late, and the serve will go over. This is Haley Metlicka. Serve to the middle. Ball played back, but wide. And Johnnie Wilson back on top, 11-10. Nice crowd here for the first middle school game of the year, including many members of the high school program and coaching staff here to support the girls. Bumped back over. There's a rally. Metlicka went to the ground and bumped it in the net. Mercedes Rivera had the good serve reception for Longfellow. 11-11 as Tatum Hall goes to the service line for that one's going to fall short. 11-12. And Hannah Lurie, number 3 for Wilson, next to serve. Ball up, there's an overhander. Off the net and dug up, but not in play on the service winner. Johnnie Wilson will go up 2. 13-11. We played at 25, you got to win by 2. Hannah Lurie kind of knuckleballed that last one over. That one a little wide, and the serve will go over at 12-13. Longfellow will be serving. And that's number 11, Yasmin Faria. That was a powerful serve off the body of Tanzania Hildreth for the service winner, and we're tied at 13. I think the size of Faria and the speed that the ball went over the net may have bumfuddled Johnnie Wilson a little bit. They didn't expect that one. Another powerful serve, short middle, Carrington up over, bumped right back, and Hildreth unable to get it up to the net. 14-13, Longfellow back in the lead. Ball up. Deep middle that time, Metlicka to the ground. Bumped up and over by Longfellow. Ball on the net, comes over and lands out of play. Longfellow retains it. 3 service points in a row for Faria. She's back on the line. Ball up, and that one's not going to get there. She let that one fall a little too far and hit it way out in front. And the timing, it looks easy to serve a volleyball till you get out there and do it. The timing involved is very important, or so my daughter tells me. This is Carrington. Big serve, foot fault. She stepped right on the line as she hit it. The ball was wide. So Johnnie Wilson will go back, or Longfellow will go back serving. And this is number 8, Mercedes Rivera. Ball up, swing, hits the tape and rolls down the net. So we'll be 16-15, and we go back to Tanzania Hildreth, number 12. It's easy to see the developmental process here because you're not allowed to substitute in 7th grade volleyball. And there's a violation there of a foot fault again. 17-15 Longfellow. Dave Szabo, the referee, trying to tell the girls, just keep your feet behind the line. But again, first game of the season. Ball up and powered over. Carrington played what would have been maybe out by number 14, Marrero. And it's 18-15 Longfellow. That matches the biggest lead of the game for either team. There's deep middle, and that one was in between Carrington and Lurie. Ace, and it's 19-15 Longfellow. Another good deep serve. Carrington plays it up, bumped up, and then just short on the return, and Longfellow moves out to a 5-point lead at 20-15. Another good deep serve, finds a hole, service ace again for Longfellow, and 21-15. Johnnie Wilson wants to call timeout, so we'll take a break as well. We're in first game, 7th grade volleyball action. Longfellow on top of Johnnie Wilson, 21-15. Back after this timeout.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. I'm sitting here in the beautiful Sound Kitchen recording studios in Franklin, Tennessee. Did you know that for over 90 years, the American Legion Auxiliary has provided comfort, care, and scholarships for our military veterans and their families? There continues to be a great need for scholarships for the children of our military veterans, as well as outreach for our wartime veterans and their families. Please join me in making a generous donation to the American Legion Auxiliary Foundation.
Jay Ferguson, Bob Schlenbaker back at Longfellow. 7th grade volleyball, Longfellow on top, 21-15 in game 1. Ball up and over deep to Carrington, off the side of her wrist and out of play. And the run continues for Longfellow, 22-15 now. Tatiana Marrero has served 5 points in a row. Ball up again. Another nice deep serve. Carrington bumps it up and over, and finding a dead spot is April Torres. So at 22-16, we'll come back with Hydea Swiggett, number 26 for Wilson. And if they're going to get back in the ball game, she's going to have to find a way to string a few together here. Because at 22-15, you've only got 22-16. With rally scoring, you've only got a couple of mistakes left. Underhand serve over, up, and the hazards of the basketball pole is bumped up and into the basketball backboard and then straight to the turf, or to the ground. That ball's in play unless it hits and passes over the net, and then it is out. There's the communication bugaboo right there, biting Longfellow, as nobody called the ball. And it's 22, should be 18. Whistle. Hit. Now there's the play where the serve hit the curtain above the court, and it will go over on the service error. 23-17. I'm thinking it should be 18. Longfellow number 6 for number 8, Mercedes Rivera. Up, whistle. Another lane violation will turn it over. 23-18. And April Torres on the service line for Johnnie Wilson. Well aware of where her feet are, she stepped back, and that little bit might have cost her right there. 24-18, Longfellow is dormy, as I say, which means they can't lose in regulation. Underhand serve up and over, bumped back and misplayed on the return. And it'll go back to Wilson at 24-20. So I was correct in my scoring. And a service winner there from Metlicka makes it 24-21, getting a little bit interesting now. Again, any kind of score from Longfellow will win the first game. Bumped up, back over. Metlicka wisely lets the ball fall as the return fell wide, and it's 24-22. Haley Metlicka underhands it up, and no communication. And 24-23. Longfellow wants to talk things over. And we'll take this time out and be back with the conclusion of the first game of the 7th grade match right after this. Back on the service line for Johnnie Wilson, Haley Metlicka. They're down 24-23 in the first game, but she has served 3 in a row. Service up, bump, and hits the floor, and we've got free volleyball. As Johnnie Wilson ties it at 24. Once again, you have to win by 2. So now Haley Metlicka. Service wide, and Longfellow once again has the match, as we have serving now Tatum Hall, number 27. 25-24 Longfellow. Service up and over and just wide, and we're tied back again at 25. I think Tatum was discussing with the coach whether or not the serve should be underhand or overhand, and wisely went for the overhand. Hannah Lurie on the service line for Johnnie Wilson, now tied at 25. Game 1. Ball up, bumped back. Carrington, Metlicka, and bumped over by Swiggett. Swiggett again bumps it back high, caught up in the pipes and lands by the Longfellow bench. Advantage Wilson. That's a live ball. That was quite a played at quite an elevation, that point. Lurie with the game in hand for Wilson here. Serve is short, and over to Longfellow we go, tied at 26. Number 11, Yasmin Faria, who had a pretty good run of serves the first time around, will serve again. Powerful overhand serve up and off into the Wilson bench, and Faria gives Longfellow a 27-26 lead. Ball up, Faria. Ball is wide and will go tied at 27. This will be Carrington, Abby Carrington for Johnnie Wilson. Her mom's on the varsity coaching staff, Coach Cheryl Bancic. And that one got another fault. And we will go back to Longfellow at 28-27. And this is Mercedes Rivera for Longfellow. And that one's going to go into the net. And we'll go back at 28-all. Who can get two? Johnnie Wilson, number 12, Tanzania Hildreth at the service line. Tied at 28 in game one. Underhands it up and over. Bumped right back by Velez. Carrington puts it up in the air, but off the net and down, off the arms of April Torres, and we'll go back to Longfellow at 29-28. And third Longfellow player with an opportunity to end it on a serve is number 14, Tatiana Marrero. Ball up, deep service, bumped out, and Longfellow on the service winner is going to win the first one at 30-28. So in the first game of the first match of the year, it's the Longhorns who come out on top, 30-28 in a hard-fought game. We'll be back with game two right after this timeout.
People just thought it would be funny to be like, oh, you look like a boy.
But it turns out that they did put it on Facebook, and I was the only one.
They had signed a petition saying they didn't want me to sit with them because I was Jewish.
You're not alone. Every single person has been bullied before.
Don't give up. You're stronger than that.
People know what you're going through. Don't be ashamed.
If you're being bullied, talk to someone about it.
It's okay to ask for help. Let's stop bullying together.
Let's stop bullying together.
Okay, back at Johnnie Wilson for game two. Longfellow will be serving in the person of Caitlin Sutton. For Longfellow, Caitlin Sutton, 36, Nia Smith, 24, Liz Marie Guadalupe, 17, Haley Marrero. And that ball on the service winner will give Longfellow a 1-0 lead. And the final Longfellow starters, Keisha Johnson, number 7, another service winner for Sutton, and it's 2-0. And number 5, Jada Colbert. We'll get Johnnie Wilson in just a minute. Service winner to the same spot. And the Longhorns start out 3-0. They started out 2-0 and in fact had their biggest lead of the game at 24-19. And on the service error, the ball will go over to Wilson for the first time, 23. Abby Carrington will serve. Haley Metlicka is in the back row. Carrington's ball goes wide and will go back to Longfellow at 4-1. On the front row for Wilson, 13 is Raven Earl, 24 is Nadia Alvarez. And I will try to get that last number. Metlicka, no setter home, and it'll be 5-1 Longfellow on the serve from Nia Smith. And that one will go wide. And on the service error, 5-2. To the service line now, number 13, Raven Earl for the Eagles of Johnnie Wilson. Underhand serve up to the middle, bumped up and back, going to hit the backboard. Missed, but bumped over. Good exchange here as the two teams exchange volleys until the error sends it back to Longfellow. And 6-2 substitution for Okay, everything is new here, and we're going to teach the substitution before we get Longfellow's Keisha Johnson to the service line. The idea of Swiggett into the Wilson lineup on the front row. She'll be the next server.
Thank you.
But this, Johnson serve deep middle. Carrington down, but off the tape and falls to the ground. And with it, another point for the Lady Longhorns. 7-2 Longfellow. Keisha Johnson serves that one just a little bit wide, and it'll be 7-3 on the service error. Swiggett underhands it over. Back by Smith. Metlicka played it in the middle, but nobody to home, and it'll go 8. I'm thinking it's 7-4. I think they put the score up wrong. Another good serve there and an ace for Guadalupe. And Longfellow is up 9-3. All the navy blue is blinding me, Bob. Guadalupe, good serve into a hole there. Carrington dug it, but not up. And a service winner for Liz Marie Guadalupe, 10-3 Longfellow. Their biggest lead of the night. They were up 5 in the first game before we went to overtime. That's a high one. There's the communication issue, though. The longer it's in the air, the more important the communication becomes. And we're going to have a substitution for Longfellow, or for Johnnie Wilson, into the game. Tanzania Hildreth, replacing number 8, April Torres. Service line is back to Guadalupe. That one's over and deep to the server. And bumped over for a winner by Swiggett. So with the score 11-4, Johnnie Wilson will have the ball in hand. And it will be Hildreth, number 12. First match of the season for both teams today. And at the 7th grade level, first organized school match for both teams. On the service error, it'll come back to Longfellow. And we're going to have a substitution here. Number 4, Claire Smith, in, replacing number 12, Haley Marrero. And Claire Smith will be the next server. So she steps to the line. Her team has an 8-point lead in game 2. They won the first match. And the referee blows the whistle. Smith serves it over and short. Carrington bumps it up. Sutton bumped it, but unable to be played over, and the ball will go back to Wilson. And Haley Metlicka, 12-5. She was very big in the first game comeback for Wilson, serving 5 in a row. And there's an ace there as nobody called the ball for Longfellow. So 12-6 Longfellow as Metlicka readies to serve for Wilson. Underhands the ball over, same spot, bumped up, over, back at you. Sutton unable to keep it in play. And 12-7. Again, Metlicka with a little bit of a service run. Underhands it right in the middle, and that's going to come down for an ace. 12-8 Longfellow. as we said, maybe at a higher level, some of these players would only be back row specialists or front row specialists, but with the rules in middle school, you play everywhere. Sutton bumps it over. Metlicka back, up by Colbert, and into the net and back down. It'll stay with Johnnie Wilson at 12-9. Serve number 5 for Metlicka. That one's going to be over, and another ace. And she's done a nice job on the service line once again, getting them back in the game. She got the ball at 12-5. It's 12-10. Substitution for Longfellow, number 12. Haley Marrero returns for Claire Smith. Again, 2 people called it, and 12-11 on the winner. That one looks like it might sail wide, and it does. A chorus of voices from the Longfellow bench call it 13-11. Longfellow, and the serve comes over to number 5, Jada Colbert. Deep middle, ball up. Metlicka, Carrington tried, couldn't reach it. 14-11. Longhorns. Lady Longhorns. Longhorn means no, not a lady. So we'll leave that for the future biologists to figure out. Oh, that one ate up Mercedes, or that one ate up April Torres for the service winner. 15-11. Wilson got back into it from down 12-5 to 12-11 when it came over, but now a couple of points answered back by Colbert, and credit for another one as the ball falls to the floor on the Wilson side of the net. 16-11. Jada Colbert, her 4th serve in a row. Bumped up and out. That was off a Swiggett, and Longfellow grabs another one. So the lead's back to 6. Biggest lead of the night was 11-3 earlier in this game for Longfellow. And they let Wilson come back to within 1 and now stretched it back to 6. Another underhand over to the middle. Carrington up, and signal is out, and it'll stay with Longfellow. Jada Colbert. Underhands it up. Carrington bumped back over. That was Lurie. Set deep and too deep. Out of play. Good help from the bench bunch there, as I think they were going to play that ball until they heard everybody yelling. So Colbert back to the service line, 19-11 Longfellow. She's had the now we've got a substitution for Longfellow. Idea Swiggett's going to come out. Nadia Alvarez is going to come in. She returns to the back row. In game 2, the players that didn't play in game 1 play if you've got 12 or more. Otherwise, another service winner for Colbert. That one was off of Raven Earl, and it's 20-11. If you have fewer than 12, the players that didn't play in the first game must play the second game, and then you are free to substitute from there. Colbert. 2 players called the ball, and it split them. And it's 21-11, and she's run off 8 in a row. one's up, deep, bumped up, but nobody to home off of Alvarez, and it's 22-11. Underhanded again, deep. Metlicka sends it back, bumped up and out by Haley Marrero, and the serve will finally go over to Wilson, but it's a 10-point lead. Hannah Lurie on the line for the Eagles. She did a nice job serving in the first game. And there's another good one. Down the line, sent back over, and a little volley. Bumped up, but not over. It was off Marrero, but she did a good job of being awake as the ball was misplayed earlier. So 22-13, Longfellow. They've got a one-game lead in this first 7th grade match of the season. Good decision. A little instruction there. She should let the ball hit if she's going to retoss. Ball up, service over. Well played, bumped back and finding a dead spot. Number 7, that was Keisha Johnson. So at 23-13, Caitlin Sutton will go back to the service line. A 10-point lead. That one's going to be over. Bumped back, but out. That was off of Nadia Alvarez, and Longfellow is Dormy at 24-13, and they're going to take this match. Match point for the Longhorns on the service winner from Caitlin Sutton, 25-13. So, in 2 by the final score of 30-28 in the first, 25-13 in the second. It's the ladies from Longfellow over their crosstown rivals from Johnnie Wilson in the season opener for both teams.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.